Cash Cow back with another video, guys. Today I'm hitting you with an undervalued villain that I'm like, I don't understand why this villain hasn't come to light. Maybe it was due to Fox writing the stories for the movies they did back in the day for the X-Men. But I think and I hope that they would use this villain. This villain is one of the most powerful villains ever. And it took two of the most powerful mutants, to create this villain. You guys want to know what that villain is? I'm going to hit you with 4 comics. But right quick, I'm going to hit you with a bio story explaining the origin of this character. And we're going to get on into it. With that being said, let's get it. Now today, guys, we are talking about the villain known as Onslaught. Onslaught was created from the consciousness of 2 mutants, that being Professor X and Magneto. During a battle between the X-Men and Magneto's acolytes, Professor X used this telepathic that word always gets me. His telepathic powers to shut down Magneto's mind and put him in a catatonic state. And in the process of that, the darkest aspects of Magneto's mind escaped into Xavier's subconsciousness, where it merged with Professor X's darker side as well, darker nature too, to eventually grow into its own persona. So the reason why he used these powers, right, is because during the battle, Magneto used his powers to rip the adamantium from Wolverine's body, and that in turn drove Professor X into a rage and a fury, like that he would hurt somebody that he cared about that much, because to rip, Wolverine's adamantium off his skeleton structure, that must have been quite awfully painful. And I cannot bear to think how that felt or how that turned out. But I know for a fact it definitely slowed down Wolverine's healing powers. He wasn't bouncing right back up from. Magneto, piece of work. So their nature combined with each other. Now we already know that Magneto has a jaded version of the way he thinks the world is, and Professor X happens to rival that. The part that they wasn't expecting is the fact that Professor X has a dark nature also because of his childhood and the way he came up. So if anybody pays attention to like the X-Men animated series in the 90s, you will see he went through a lot, especially with his stepfather was the actual father of Cain Marko, which happened to be, anybody who knows that name, that's Juggernaut. So Juggernaut's his half brother, right? So he went through a lot of childhood traumas because of that. So in turn, he went through some stuff, and he has a dark nature also. It's just that part has to really be tapped in for you guys to see that. So when those two merged, the character Onslaught took the worst of both characters and created itself, which you already know that's going to be a problem. So going on after that, Onslaught is created from both of their dark nature personas. Onslaught actually offers his half-brother Juggernaut a chance to join him in his effort to generate fear in a twisted plot to unify humans and mutants. And when Marko declines this offer and he goes to try to warn the X-Men of the danger, Onslaught uses his power to mentally block Juggernaut from remembering his identity and magnetically flings him from all the way from, check this out, all the way from Vancouver to New Jersey. He threw the man all the way from a different country to another country. So by the time the X-Men finally locate Juggernaut, he was only able to tell the X-Men one word, which was Onslaught. That was his way of trying to do his best to warn the guys that this is what's coming. This character ain't no joke, right? Now, with that being said, after he does that, Onslaught then evades a sanctioned Sentinel base and downloads, current specifications for the Sentinels, and then erases portions of the memory from the employees while he's attacking this thing. Now, that's just a quick biography to hit you guys with something. I'm not going to go into it too deep because it's a part of a story where he kidnaps a few of the X-Men and tries to, because he's trying to find followers. And I'm not going to go into that story. It gets a little long-winded in that. But a quick back shot, and we backtracking. His powers are, he's psychic, of course. He has telepathy, telekinesis, mental manipulation, astral projection, magnetism manipulation, matter energy manipulation, superhuman strength, reality manipulation, size manipulation, a helmet that shields against other telepathic attacks, and he has mutant absorption. This is crazy. If you guys just pay attention to all of those powers that I just named off of this character, it just makes you think, like, why haven't they put this character in a movie or TV show yet? But with that being said, guys, let me hit you with those 4 comics. Let's go. The first one, right? We got X-Men number 50. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is actually the first appearance of Post, which happens to be a herald of Onslaught. So that's how you know he's powerful, when he has heralds to do his bidding. Sounds kind of like Galactus, right? One of those type of Omega villains, like they really up there, which is why I'm like, I don't understand why this character hasn't been used yet, or they haven't at least thought about tapping into this character. Like, he has heralds to do his business. That lets you know that he's serious. He's a problem. And he was created from Professor X and Magneto's dark natures. Like, that's 2 of the most powerful mutants already on the planet. So that's like them having a baby and just unleashing it. Like, what do you think you're gonna get? Like, you're gonna get a person that can control metal and use his mind to control other stuff, and then telekinesis. Like, he basically, all their powers were merged into one person. This is what you got, was Onslaught. All right, that's crazy when you think about it. Next, we got X-Men number 15. This is the first cameo of Onslaught. And Onslaught is obscured in the shadows first. That's why this is a cameo. A lot of people ain't really focused on that right now, but that's the cameo, the first cameo appearance of Onslaught. He just in the shadows of it. I think this book was 1990, I want to say 93. 92, 93. I think 93, though, for sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think 93. Next, number 3. We got the Onslaught epilogue number 1. Now this, okay, let's break it down. It's the first appearance of a prisoner named M9, which happens to be Nina. And the story basically in this book is the powered Professor X is jailed in prison as prisoner number M13 in an abandoned Hulkbuster base, right? And he's trying to deal with the guilt and the worry with another character named Bastion. I forgive me if I'm butchering that, but trying to deal with his plans, or he's worried about his plans for the future of mutant kind. Now Nina offers help, but he wants to deal with the dark side in him first, because that dark side in him was what created the character Onslaught. Now that's pretty much kind of the gist of the story. He does help the prisoner M9 escape. She offers him a solution where she can help like wake his powers back up, and then in the process of that she has to escape, and he kind of is the leader behind the plans to help her escape. And then it kind of ends off where she creates like this teddy bear phone, and they're able to stay in contact, something on the lines of that. All right, but this one, a lot of people, hey, Onslaught, it kind of goes the backstory, and he's trying to get rid of that dark side of creating this character. All right, now the last one but not least, of course, we're gonna have the first appearance. We have X-Men number 53, which happens to be the first full appearance of Onslaught. This is the one that people tend to truly go after when they're focused on investing or specking or just wanting to read on this character. This is the book that people tend to go after the most. Alright? Just remember that. So you got an epilogue that kind of explains the backstory, kind of like the aftermath of what Professor X is dealing with from creating Onslaught. We got the first cameo appearance of Onslaught in the X-Man number 15. Then you have X-Men number 50, which is the first appearance of Post, which is a herald of not Galactus. A herald of Onslaught. That's what I'm saying. You so used to when you throw herald, it's always Galactus. Like, what? Like, herald? Onslaught has a herald? Yeah, he's no joke. And that's my 4 comics for this character, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. I want to see this villain on the screen. I want to see some more big time villains. We keep getting all them crossbone villains where it killed off in 1 or 2 scenes. Start hitting us with the Dr. Dooms and the Galactus and the Annihilus and the Onslaught and the Mangog. Like, hit us with some villains that you know, hey, you may not be able to finish them off in 1 movie. And that's what I want to see. That being said, it's Cash Cow with another video, guys. I'm signing out. Stay tuned. I'm going to keep dropping my weekly videos. Hopefully you guys enjoying the other content that I've been hitting you with. And let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this character. All right, I'm out.